Hi guys, this is Little Me with another wonderful video. Okay, so I am going to do a video based on a question that was on Roman Revivalist Paganism group on Facebook about this gentleman wanted to basically to start a group and to hang out with German pagans who were more, open and more tolerant to other pagan traditions, and said that I'm a bit hesitant since, from my early experience, I found many also true Wiccans a bit narrow-minded when it comes to other pagan ways. I'm not going to say that Wiccans are narrow-minded when it comes to other pagan ways. It's just that they acknowledge that these traditions died out with Christianity and everything. But when we talk about Ossiters, yeah, they are very, very intolerant when it comes to what they view as someone taking their gods and putting in different contexts. That's why a lot of heathens are very anti-Wiccan. If you were in Wicca and you're still trying to shed that skin and become a heathen that people will respect and come to, if it's always advisable not to be a part of any group until you have shed that skin, so to speak. So I had said to him, you say this in a gentle way, the hardcore heathens are the worst. When I explained that you can honor Odin as a Roman cultist, he slammed me. I said, hey, I know the Norse had won battle, but don't act as though that meant the Norse were better than the Romans. They were just lucky that day. Hardcore heathens can't stand it when a cultist honors the Norse gods. Alright. Alright, so let's first of all acknowledge that the paganism that is being practiced today is based on a lot of books that came before we were born, and books that came when we were born, and books that have come, as we were growing up, and then of course as we entered this particular path. And I'm gonna try to make this a short video if I can. So when you come into a religion like Roman paganism or cultus decorum or Nova Roma, or even if you take part in, say, the group in Italy, one of the things that has to be understood is that you are taking part in a religion that's been broken since at least the 5th century AD, because the cult of the Lars actually lasted until that time. All other forms of pagan worship had been successfully abolished and destroyed, and all that. The thing that the people that are in Austru complaining about taking the gods and putting them in a different context is that they don't understand that not everyone that does it is Wiccan. And it was the tradition of the Roman Empire to absorb into their gigantic family with their little red-headed stepchildren and all that stuff other deities and other gods and goddesses of different cultures. And they would actually, with the exception of the Druids, they actually did allow the people in provinces to continue to worship their native gods because they believed that that was the secret to keeping a society intact. So, one of the things that gets me shaking my head is when you are trying to explain to someone who practices a different form of Reconstructionism that what you are doing is not wrong. You're not appropriating their culture. In fact, I'll be absolutely honest, once it's broken, you can't actually accuse someone of appropriating a culture. You can't. Because not only did the line break, but it decayed. Everything decayed. You did not have the finances to keep it going. You did not have the means of keeping people employed, and you definitely did not have the means to give sacrifices to the gods. So one of the things I have learned is that when you go and start spouting off things that you know is true and accurate, but they do not know is accurate, they will act like a bunch of jerks and they will basically condemn what you're doing. So I think it's important for both sides to come to this understanding that just because you put Thor and Odin on a Roman altar does not mean that you're appropriating or you're trying to put those gods in some kind of Wiccan context. That argument just doesn't work. And I think that needs to be pointed out to people, that just because I put Odin and Thor on a Greek altar doesn't mean that you have the right to go down my throat about it and say, oh, no, those are not, what you have there is not Norse or not heathen, what you're doing is wrong. And I'm saying to myself, why don't you shut up and let me practice my Reconstructionist faith? But there are heathens out there that let me rephrase that. There are some heathens out there that do not know next to nothing about Roman paganism. And that's sad. Because what it ends up doing is ends up causing a lot of problems. Problems that are not needed, nor warranted, nor wanted. What I'm going to be doing in the future is I'm going to kind of clean up my space and just have it for Odin and Thor and simplify it and everything. So, yeah, I'll let you go. Have a great day. Bye.